State Park finally reopens. Welcome to Community News. My name is Paul.
And my name is September Sasha.
September Sasha, how are you today? But it's October 1st.
Oh, that's right. It's October 1st. I was doing the math in my head, but I was thinking it was September 30th or 31st. Oh, well, October, Sasha.
Hello there, October. You have me all confused. I don't know what month it is, what day it is anymore. Now you've confused me and everybody else, all the countless millions of people who are listening. Are you just trying to confuse us or no?
No, but actually just this morning I asked my son what's the date, and I debated asking him because I was thinking, do I want him to know that I'm that far removed that I don't even know what the date is today?
It is Tuesday, October 1st. It's been that way since the morning, and it will be that way all day today.
That's right.
As far as you know. I mean, it might change at some point, but as of right now, it's October 1st.
Good. A big day.
It's a very, very big day. A lot of new laws in town. It's most importantly, it's International Coffee Day today, which means a lot of the local coffee shops are giving out some free cups of coffee.
Oh my goodness.
Go on our website to see who is doing it, but I know Lou's is giving out coffee, and also the Cafe Olé is giving out coffee. So those two places.
It's so crazy when you think of just the trajectory of coffee. Because when we were growing up, your parents would drink coffee, you'd hear them have but they'd have like Sanka.
Thank you for saying Sanka, right? Because it's my favorite thing of all time.
But I mean, they had the most unsophisticated, not even tasting good coffee. It was just like, mix this with some water. And they were satisfied, And somehow, I don't know, when you and I were like in our 20s, coffee somehow got rebranded before people even talked about branding. But it got rebranded into like the coolest liquid that you can possibly get. And everybody needs to have all these special levels of it, fresh brew and cold brew and all these things I don't even understand and what it means. I mean, where did we go awry in this society?
I have no idea. But you're talking to someone who has never had a cup of coffee because I don't like the smell. I shouldn't say that. I've had coffee ice cream and I almost vomited from the taste of it. So I am not a coffee person at all. So anyone who wants my free cup of coffee, I'll go with them and they could have 2 cups if they want.
That's nice of you. I didn't know you never drank coffee. The funny thing is I always thought it smelled like blech too when I was younger and was turned off by it. But somewhere along the way of the coffee craze in our 20s, I learned that just to like be a person who sometimes can meet up with people, I have to start drinking coffee.
What is your definition of black, by the way? Because you use that scientific term, and I'm not sure that everybody understands.
Just that sort of like stale, vomity coffee smell. I used to hate the smell of coffee, just like you. But I just am fascinated how it's become this sort of cottage industry, and people have made it like it's this cool, artisanal thing like that has to be elevated from just the sink, just rubbing the, water with something. Like now it's this whole thing and everyone's a coffee connoisseur, a coffee sommelier. It's become like the new wine.
Exactly. Well, today we celebrate the new wine, a.k.a. coffee, with International Coffee Day. So raise your coffee cup in salute, I guess. That's, I don't know.
And I do think people are weirdly obsessed with coffee. I do think they're weirdly obsessed with it. Like, people are always talking about, can we get coffee? Let's get coffee. Coffee. Like,
right. I don't get it. Ugh.
I don't get it. I mean, I can have it now and then. Certainly don't have it every day, though. But there's people that are having it 3 and 5 times a day.
That's disgusting.
Not 4.
Right. 3 or 5, right. Exactly. Everything in odd numbers for some reason.
It's odd. It's an odd phenomenon.
So Coffee Day today, as we announced, the state park is reopened. It was closed for a couple days on Friday and Saturday due to a police investigation. And nobody said what that police investigation was. So I know there is one person in town who will get to the bottom of what's going on. And that one person I am staring at right now. Right?
Well, I read that too. And I was like, okay, this can only mean very few things. None of them are good. One is like a dead body was found at the state beach. I hope that's not the case.
I don't think it was a dead body. Go ahead.
You don't think so? Oh, well, then the other typically has to do with like algae and problems at the beach, water problems like raw sewage being mixed in with the water.
That's always a lot of fun. Yes, that
Yes.
could be it. I was really hoping that it was another octogenarian swingers party or something like that they had to fumigate the park and the beach and everything after all the, shall we say, shenanigans that went on between
Yes.
the participants.
For all our longtime listeners, remember when that happened in the woods of Townfield?
I know.
It was before COVID. You know, I feel like COVID times have changed things. I'm hearing less of the swinging and salacious stories that we used to cover here.
What are you talking about? P. Diddy is the greatest salacious story of all time,
Well, that
as far as sex parties goes, and that was pre, post, and during COVID.
I should have said in Townport itself.
Oh, okay.
But I did get a kick out of the fact that his lawyer intimated that the 1,000 bottles of baby oil was because Costco's down the street and people now buy in bulk. And I loved that Costco came out with an official corporate. Did you see? They came out with a statement where they said Costco has never sold, nor do we sell, baby oil. So it was not purchased here. And I loved that, because his lawyer said there's a Costco down the street, people buy in bulk, that's what people do, that they had to felt the need to put out a statement that they have nothing to do with the 1,000 bottles of baby oil that were found at P. Diddy's residence.
So we know that it wasn't a dead body. We're hoping it wasn't a dead body. It could have been algae from the water that washed up into the park.
Right.
Or it could have been, fingers crossed, an octogenarian swingers party that in 30 years from now we'll both be invited to. So what we need you to do is get to the police department in your I-Team shirt.
Okay.
And find out exactly what went on, because the listeners are demanding to know what happened. Well, more I'm demanding to know what happened, but by tangentially the listeners also want to know what happened.
Roger, I will do that. But you know what? You just made me realize maybe P. Diddy, because how do you stop that behavior when it's compulsive and impulsive? Maybe he chartered a yacht, came to our state beach, brought his shenanigans there.
Right.
Maybe that is why the police had to close the state park, because there was an intersection of
You see, you poo-pooed that theory, and now you're growing
right.
closer to it.
You're
right?
Absolutely right.
Thank you.
Speaking of Costco, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, a source just recently told me, 15 minutes before I got on with you, that Costco pizza is made out of Greek yogurt, the crust, and that each slice somehow has 40 grams of protein. Is that possible?
I have no idea. All I know is Costco pizza is so amazing for some reason, and maybe it's because they use 700 pounds of cheese on each slice, like the old days of Ray's. Right, the old days of Ray's in 6th Avenue and 11th Street, the same way.
Yeah, a certain teenager just told me that supposedly it's 40 grams per slice of protein and made with Greek yogurt. Who knew? So you can have it and not feel guilty that you're eating 700 calories of pizza. He also told me that. But that it's 40 grams of protein, so it's not just all carbs.
Look at all the information you get on community news. How dare you go anyplace else for your news sources when you get information, you get dietary information, and right now we're even going to tell you some of the new laws that are taking effect in town and throughout the state.
I would like to hear you read them.
Okay.
Please.
First of all, there is no more dog racing allowed in state. Not that I ever knew that there was dog racing allowed.
I was going to say, who knew there ever was any?
However, you are allowed to wager on dog racing in other states. So
really? I'm surprised you are.
You can't race your dog here, but you can wager on other dog racing sites.
You can still go to the Native American casinos in our lovely state and place bets?
Absolutely. To your heart's content. On little Snoopy to win the race. I have no idea what his name is or their name is.
The other night, I was watching some kind of news program, and we were all laughing in my house at this older Caucasian woman. They were talking about the Native American casinos, and she just blurts out oh, the Indian ones? You mean the Indians? She kept calling it Indian, and the person talking to her was so uncomfortable. And they were trying to correct her to Native American, but without saying you can't say Indian. And it was one of the funniest exchanges we've seen in a long time. We were laughing so hard.
It is.
This lady was so clueless. And she's just like, the Indians. I know what you're talking about, the Indians. And the guy's like, the Native American It was very funny.
I love little encounters like that.
Yes.
Where people don't know what's going on.
Right.
Are clueless and are so totally clueless that other people have to try to correct them, and they're still clueless about being corrected by the people.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of it.
It was so amusing.
It's so great. Some other laws, just to go over, a lot of police laws, interactions with police.
Left on red. Am I allowed to make a left on red?
Yes, just you though. You are the only
Okay.
person in the state who can make a left on red. So Sasha, go for it. And finally, also online dating. If you have any complaints by doing online dating, they have to take them more seriously. And I don't know, contact the other person or something along those lines. I did just a brief reading of these laws because
that's a whole world of laws that get broken daily, don't you think?
What, online dating?
Oh yeah, people lying about who they are and.
Well, I think it's more like, I don't think it's about, if it was about lying who you are on online dating, I think everybody would be flagged then and it would end the industry.
So what do you think it is? Like kidnapping people?
Yeah, I think it's exactly, if you get kidnapped, they have to contact the kidnapper. That's what it is at this point.
What is this world coming to? Like,
it's not about kidnapping. I don't know. If somebody harasses you, they can get you. If you're kidnapped, how are they going to know that you're kidnapped from the guy or the girl?
Right. Exactly.
And why are you assuming that it's a guy who's going to do the kidnapping? It could be a woman kidnapping.
It could be like Kathy Bates in that movie.
Misery.
Misery, that's right. It's very rare that the captor is a woman, but when it is, luckily Kathy Bates gets thought of.
Anyway, so it's October 1st, Halloween prep all around. Make sure to get all your candy and stuff. The state park is reopened, so go in and go get your free cup of coffee today. And that wraps up this episode of Community News. And as always, my name is Paul.
And as always, my name is Newly October Sasha.
Newly October Sasha. I will speak to you next week.
See you next Tuesday, Paul. We love you, community.
Take care.
Bye.
Goodbye.